Hey, here I am again because I would like to basically pick up where we left off because I've been thinking about it ever since. The mind battle. The mind battle that begins when the physical battle is over. And usually the physical battle only takes a while, like for example, for heroin to leave the body it takes about 7 days, and the physical is pretty much over with. Then it's all about recovering the physical. Cigarettes, a few weeks of wearing the patch, maybe chewing the gum, and then you get off of all of that, including, first of all, quitting smoking, the act of smoking itself. Excuse me while I dispose of my compost. This is my compost pile in there, which is very important because it makes for an excellent fertilizer and soil later on in the spring. Which is turned over all winter and spring, over and over until it turns into beautiful black organic soil. At any rate, when the mind battle begins, a good friend of mine, as soon as she saw my last video, she sent me a paragraph, something from her mind. Her name is Diana. She's kind of an expert in this field, and I will quickly quote what she said. She said, "As soon as you learn how to control your thoughts, you're taking control over everything. Your mind wants your body poisoned. Don't let it." And I completely agree. That's exactly what it's all about, actually. The mind wants your body poisoned, Unfortunately, that is the truth. Now, that's not the end, because this is, for example, where we use our tools and we start to control our thoughts, like Diana said, And this might not always work out for you, but it is a good practice, to maintain somehow during that physical state, So also, I'd like to, I like another quote that states, winners are not always those who win. Not necessarily, Those who never fail are the winners. And I agree with that. I agree with that because I used to be in a soccer league professionally, and I was an addict. So I agree with that fully. And, the mind battle, it's basically something, once you realize it, once you start to control your thoughts, like Diana said, your conception of everything changes, your perception. And I'll tell you, really what she said was key. Once you let yourself battle with this, if you can pull out that strong willpower from within yourself, it's there, then you can start to control those thoughts. And let me tell you something else. The mind is actually weak because once it realizes that part of the brain that is trying to always poison you and trick you is losing to the other side of the brain that is realizing what it's doing. And once you realize what your own mind is doing, what your own thoughts are doing, then there's something you cannot change. Basically, it becomes a new way of seeing things. And I think it's part of that rewiring of the brain. You start to think differently. For example, to deal with my anxiety right now, I am going to most likely sweep and clean the floors. And before I do that, I would like to quote Nelson Mandela. Dreamers. Dreamers. Dreamers are those who never fail. That's why I said the other quote before. Anyhow, I'm glad I got that out of the way. And we will get into the mind control a bit more soon. Okay? For now, let's get back to our lives and let's keep working the tools. Let's keep bringing out that willpower from within and be a winner for a change. Huh?